This is Dragons Live in high definition, brought to you by Form Communications.
Hello everyone and welcome to Dragons Live. I'm your host, John Webby Webking. On today's show, we're going to talk all about spring sports. We're going to talk about softball, tennis, golf, and a little bit of track and field with the new head coach, Darren Schneider. We're also going to go over a little bit about this weekend's activities with Spring Thaw, including casino night, and a bunch of fun stuff ready for you for today's show. We're going to start you off right away with head coach Kelsey Fail of softball. Kelsey, thanks for joining us today.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the season so far. You've got 15 wins this season, most since 2008. Tell us a little bit about those 15 wins and what the season's been like.
You know what, we're making progress every day, which is what we're looking for. We have a really, really young team. We don't have any seniors that are playing right now. Our only seniors out for the year. So our freshmen, sophomores, and juniors have really stepped up. They're really learning on the fly as we go, and they're growing every day, which is what we want to see.
And it's probably been a frustrating season so far. Last year we didn't play any home softball games, unfortunately. This year we have yet. Hopefully this weekend will be the first pair of doubleheaders. Right. But you've had to relocate several of the home games with wet field conditions. How does the team kind of respond to that and practicing indoors and all of that?
You know what, I think that our softball team is very adaptable. You know, I'll tell them one day, pack your bags, we're going to Aberdeen, and they're there showing up with smiles on their faces. Do they want to play at home? Absolutely, and hopefully we get to this weekend, but you know, they're just very go with the flow, and however we need to get the games in, we will. But, you know, playing at home is definitely the ultimate goal for the weekend. So.
You've also had another great accomplishment since 2008 is 6 wins in a row.
Right. Heading
into the games today, hoping to extend that winning streak. 15 wins, first since a while, winning streaks, what does that mean to you as you continue to build this softball program?
I just think it shows us that we're moving in the right direction. Like I said, we have a young team, and that's only going to help us again in the future. Our players right now are getting a ton of experience, and that's only going to help us moving forward. The wins that we've had so far this year have been great for us. We're learning a lot from them, and we're even learning from our losses. We've played in a lot of tight ball games where, you know, we couldn't pull it out at the end, but those are the games that we're learning from and growing from, and, you know, hopefully it only goes up from here.
And there's been a lot of offense this year. The bats have been hot. How's that been coming about? What have you been working on that, or I mean, you just found the big stick this year?
You know, that was our main focus going into our off season, was kind of rebuilding everyone's swing and making sure that we're all on the same page, doing the same things, and it's really shown to be paying off here in our season with, you know, more home runs, more offense, more manufacturing runs, and it's just, you know, just what we focused on in the off season, and it's paying off.
Must be great to see all that hard work pay off. Also, a couple sophomore pitchers, Nybo and Norby, doing very well this year.
They are, yep. You know what, they came in every day in this offseason really, really wanting to get better and wanting to improve, and we also brought in an assistant coach, in Allison Bakke, who is just working with the pitchers, and it's really paying off for us. They've improved a lot, and, you know, they're also having a lot more fun, which is great.
That's good, and hopefully we get to host those last 2 games of this season, and there's going to be conference implications on the line, I'm sure. So, I mean, what's it going to mean to have those last 2 doubleheaders at home for a team that's been road dogs for the last 2 years?
Right. It's going to be awesome to actually get to play at home. We have a sophomore class who's never played on their home field before. And, you know, sleeping in your own bed, waking up in your own town, eating your own food, people don't think it means a lot, but playing at home is definitely an advantage that we haven't had the last 2 years. And we've been able to overcome it so far, but I just hope that we actually get to play at home this weekend and, you know, get to see what it's like to play on our home field for most of our team, because they haven't been able to do that yet.
Well, we hope that happens. Now let's take a look at the schedule for this coming weekend. This Saturday, Dragons softball plays Southwest Minnesota State University at 1 and 3 p.m. Again, we're hoping this is at home. If not, knock on wood, maybe Aberdeen. And this Sunday at 12 and 2 p.m. versus Sioux Falls. And hopefully getting 4 wins out of that, conference implications on the line.
Yep.
definitely good luck to you and your team.
Well, I appreciate it. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
We'll be back with more Dragons Live right after this.
Get everything Dragons in the palm of your hand with the MSUM Dragons mobile app. Available now for all your mobile devices. Get news, events, videos, tweets, and all the live coverage you crave simply and easily. Get the MSUM Dragons mobile app today or check out msumdragons.com/mobile app for more information.
Have you ever bought the wrong car? 52% of all used car purchases end in regret. Wrong car, wrong terms and conditions, unexpected problems. You know what I'm talking about. Why put yourself through it? At Valley Pre-Owned, you can't buy the wrong car. We guarantee it. That's right, we guarantee it. Stop down today, learn more about our 3-7-30 guarantee. It will make your next used car purchase the best car buying experience you've ever had. And you might even have some fun.
This is Dragons Live in high definition, brought to you by Forum Communications.
Welcome back to Dragons Live Spring Sports Special. We're here with head tennis coach Oliver Summers. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Great. Well, the tennis team has had a pretty good season so far. Why don't you talk about the season that the team has had so far?
Yeah, well, we started off really strong. I mean, we played some of the teams that we maybe were expected to beat in the beginning. And we took care of that, kind of took care of business in those ones. And then we played some of the tougher ones. We played like the Augustana and Winona and St. Cloud and, some of the more highly ranked ones. But we dealt well with them, we hung in there even though we had some losses. Everyone stayed mentally tough, and there was never a period where I felt like players weren't giving 100% and still felt like they could win it. And then we had one weekend where we had a really key victory over Sioux Falls, and that was really, really important because that ended up being a tiebreak for the 6th seed in the tournament. So yeah, I'm really pleased with how it went.
Now, this is your second year as head tennis coach. What kind of progress have you seen out of your personnel, and specifically Jess Jones and Rebecca Lukes?
Yeah, I mean, those two freshmen, Jess has played number 1 all year. She has a winning record in the conference, and she's 500 if you include all the non-conference as well. So, I mean, she's been really, really important, and I'm excited for her for the future. And then Rebecca, she started off number 2 for us. So, to have 2 freshmen jumping in right at the top of the lineup, I mean, it's tough on them because they haven't been in that situation before, but, it's great for us and great for our program. That we can bring in players like that and to have, such an instant impact.
Now, for some of the viewers here who don't necessarily know, one of your common phrases about the program is you're trying to build a dynasty, a tennis dynasty here at MSUM. Talk a little bit about that mentality and how these student athletes are going to fit into that. Yeah,
well, basically, there are everyone in the tennis community knows who the big colleges are. So let's say like in the region, Augusta Davis would be one of those, and Augustana in our conference would be one of those, and they just have that reputation of bringing in the best players, and that's what I'm doing, wanting to do at MSUM, and I feel like I am doing it because we are bringing in some of the best talent, and even if you check out some of the people that we've just signed for our program for next year, I mean it's exciting, and like I said, just to have that reputation of bringing the best players and building a dynasty, I think we're going about it the right way, and we're slowly but surely getting there.
And a great sign is making the NSIC tournament again. What does it mean to the program to be back there and to continue that success early on in your time as head coach?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the past, MSUM's always been in the tournament, it seems like, and yeah, so it's really important to get back there, and then for the future, not just to get in the tournament, but then to compete, and to be able to go in there having a chance of winning it and moving on. Yeah, that's really important.
What are the goals? Tell us what do you expect out of this year's NSIC tournament from the team?
Well, I mean, I'm glad that we got the 6th seed. I mean, because the team that we play, St. Cloud, I mean, we had a tough match against them in the season. We had a lot of close matches. A lot of 3-set matches when we played them. So, yeah, my goal obviously is to win that and move on to Sunday. And Yeah, ultimately, but the goal would be to win it. But we've got to take care of the first round first, and yep, that's it.
Goal to win it. I love
Yeah.
it. And the Dragon tennis team will be competing in Minnetonka, Minnesota, Lifetime Fitness on Saturday at 11:30 a.m. against St. Cloud State. Coach Summers, thank you for joining us.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck to you and your team this weekend, and give them everything we can. All right,
we'll do. Thank you.
We'll be right back with more Dragons Live.
Courtyard by Marriott Fargo-Moorhead surrounds travelers with all kinds of conveniences that make business and pleasure travel easy. The 126-room hotel and conference center was beautifully renovated in 2011 and features 2 indoor pools, restaurant, lounge, full-service Starbucks, and a 24-hour exercise facility. Located just minutes from MSUM, Courtyard by Marriott is your home away from home when traveling to Moorhead. Reserve your room today at Marriott.com or call 218-284-1000.
Marco has been building a reputation of creating long-term partnerships since 1973, and they're proud to be a part of the Fargo-Moorhead community. Our passion, experience, and commitment to every project are why their customers look to them as a trusted advisor for their technology needs. For voice, data, video, and print solutions, connect with Marco.
At Marco, we just don't listen, we listen louder. And that speaks volumes. Get to know us at marconet.com.
Welcome back to Dragons Live. I'm John Webking. We're here to talk about spring sports here at MSUM, and joining us at this time, Darren Schneider, our head track and field coach. Darren, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here.
Nice to be here.
First time here, first year as head coach of the Dragons. What has your first year been like so far?
Oh, I think the first year is always a challenge. It's learning new people, sometimes learning a new way of doing things. And so it's always a challenge to negotiate your way through that initial season. But you'll learn a lot during that season, and I think that helps guide you to where you need to go in the future.
Well, and you've got a glimpse pretty well at your team so far as the indoor season is wrapped up, just starting the outdoor season. Recap the indoor season for us a little bit.
Well, with our indoor season, with any season, you have highs and lows. On the men's side, throughout the year, we had a number of qualifiers for the national championship. Our 4x4 relay team actually advanced to the national championship indoors. We finished 7th in the conference with our men's team, which, wasn't as good as what we hoped. But there was some positives that were gained through the indoor season. With our women's program, we really did well. With the conference championship, I think we bettered our score from last year. I think in 2013, the women's team scored 27 points. This year, we scored, I think, 53.
Nice.
We moved up in the team placings. We went from 9th in the conference to 7th in the conference. And so we were very happy with that. We had 2 individuals that qualified for the national championships indoors. And so it was a year of improvement with our women's squad, and we're looking to continue that trend.
Well, talk a little bit about that. The beginning of the outdoor season, just a few weeks old. How is it going so far?
Well, the weather is always a challenge.
Absolutely.
With the outdoor season. But the weather's getting a little bit better. We're able to get outdoors a little bit more, do more practice-wise, and having better opportunities competition-wise with the track and field meets that we have. And we've gotten off to a pretty good start. We've had a number of good performances from both our men's and women's squad. We've had a number of national qualifiers provisionally for the outdoor national championship. And we're hoping in the remaining weeks that we have up into our conference championship that we can continue improving and really put ourselves in a good position to do well at the conference championship, and then hopefully get a lot of people to the national championship.
And someone who's played a large part of the women's team's growth is Tia Knight. Talk a little bit about her performance so far this year and some of her goals moving forward.
Well, she's really been a bright spot, with our women's program, and has really done well. She's a sprinter and hurdler. She was a conference champion for us indoors, qualified for the national championship indoors. scored a lot of points for us at the indoor conference meet. And she's picked up right where she left off, with the outdoor season. She's really had some good performances, and I think that she's really going to be someone that we lean heavily on at the outdoor conference meet. And once again, I think she'll be someone that advances to the national championship outdoors, and hopefully she'll be someone that can go ahead and be an All-American, and who knows, maybe even a national champion.
God, I hope so. But before we get there, we've got the Ron Masons meet coming up on May 3rd at Nemzik Field. Talk about what it's like to have that first home track meet as a head coach and how your team has been preparing to practice more and more outside as the weather allows.
Well, we're very excited to have a home competition. After weeks and weeks of being on the road traveling, it's nice to stay at home and to perform in front of your friends and family. And we're hoping also that we have a lot of alumni back for that competition. And so we'll keep our fingers crossed that we have good weather for that one. And, I think it'll be a great tune-up for us for the conference meet, which follows a week later. And, we're really looking forward to it. I think, once again, it'll be a great opportunity for us.
Talk a little bit about that conference meet. What are your goals for that?
I think really it comes down to improvement. We want to continue to get better, improve our standing in the team placings, and we want our athletes to have their best meet, at the championship meets. And the conference championship is definitely a championship meet, so we want that to really be, a highlight for our individuals and for our team. So we want them at their very best and competing at a high level. And once again, hopefully that'll translate to a good team scoring and team placing for us.
Well, definitely good luck with that. There's a lot of events coming up for Dragons track and field, including the Drake Relays coming up in Des Moines, Iowa. The multi-events for the NSIC is kind of the start of everything. And the leading right into the Masons meet on the 3rd, as well as the outdoor championships for the conference. And eventually, Allendale, Michigan will host the NCAA Outdoor Championships, and hopefully we see a few more Dragons in there. Darren, great to have you on the show. Thanks for joining us today, and
Thank you.
Definitely good luck in the meets to come.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're here, Dragons Live Spring Sports Special. We'll be right back after these messages.
Around here, there's more than one way to live. And at Gate City Bank, there's more than one way to bank. We create banking to fit you. So whatever your way of life, we make it better. Gate City Bank, for a better way of life.
Herbert and Gerbert's wants to know, what's your favorite sandwich?
My personal favorite is the Flash. It's got all that meat and that Italian flavor that I can't get enough of.
The first time I was at Herbert and Gerbert's, I couldn't decide if I wanted ham or turkey, so I got the Gerf. Got both.
I like the Pompeii because I like chicken salad, but it also has that sweet chili sauce.
Experience Flavor Nation for yourself with the classic, specialty, and signature menus at Herbert and Gerbert's, with 4 convenient FM locations, 1 in Bismarck and 1 in Grand Forks. Or order online and have it delivered at herbertandgerberts.com.
Hi, welcome back to Dragons Live Spring Sports Special. We got to talk with coaches from tennis, track and field, and softball. Unfortunately, head golf coach Chelsea McGinnis couldn't be with us today. So we're just going to talk a little bit about Dragons Golf and their upcoming event this weekend. Big event for them is the NSIC Championships, the 26th and 27th. Final 2 rounds in Morton, Minnesota at Dakota Ridge Golf Club. And Dragons are continuing a long season. The Dragon Golf season usually begins in the fall, with the majority of their season and meets happening then. And in the spring, we've had 1 meet so far, and unfortunately battled the weather to host our first home meet at the Meadows. And the Dragons showed a lot. Cammie Raisler is unfortunately not with the team anymore because she graduated in December, but was the leading #1 for the Dragon Golf team in the fall. Replacing her is young talent. Freshman Shelby Iverson led the Dragons with a 95 and tied for 5th in the meet, as well as junior Megan Amundsen, and right behind her, Jennifer Kurtz, both at 11th and 12th in the Dragon Open, showing a lot of good scores, getting ready, getting kind of tuned up after a long winter for the NSIC Championships this coming weekend. We've got some other events to talk about. Not too long ago, the Student Athlete Advisory Committee partnered with Dragon Athletics to host an event in Nemzik Fieldhouse they called Dragon Olympics. Here's more.
Team 18, can you please do a jumping jack?
On Wednesday night, the MSUM Athletics Department celebrated their favorite NCAA holiday, Student Athlete Appreciation Day.
It's usually on April 6th. We're a few days later, so we can have a few more student athletes attend and participate. And really, it's a night designed by the student athletes, for the student athletes, to celebrate what they bring to the campus.
Dragon coaches, administrators, and student athletes gathered for a little friendly competition they've called the Dragon Olympic Games.
We played 7 games with 14 different teams, 2 teams at a station. We all just had a great time. We played dodgeball, tug of war, bucket toss, beanbag toss. There's all kinds of events here tonight.
The event concluded with a pizza party, a little bit of ice cream, and the celebration of the winning team. But the overall goal of Student Athlete Appreciation Day was to bring the entire Dragon family closer together.
It's a good feeling, to be here and get to see everybody else and get to know each other, as a community, as a group. Everybody gets out, say hi to everybody. And for majority, I feel like, we had quite a bit of student athletes show up tonight, so it was a good time.
Student Athlete Appreciation Day is always one of the favorite events of Dragon Athletics. Thank you to SAC and everyone who helped put that event on. And we've got a lot more here on Dragons Live. Coming up, we've got Athletic Director Doug Peters here to talk about Spring Thaw and Casino Night. Stay tuned to Dragons Live.
If you're like me, the Affordable Health Care Act isn't affordable when you have a high-deductible health insurance plan. We have the right to choose where we want to go for our health care. We also have the right to the highest quality care without paying the high prices. Shop around, then call the Institute of Diagnostic Imaging for exceptional care at a low cost. Ask your doctor for a referral when you need an affordable option for your health care need. Call 701-234-0112 for the Institute of Diagnostic Imaging.
Get everything Dragons in the palm of your hand with the MSUM Dragons mobile app. Available now for all your mobile devices. Get news, events, videos, tweets, and all the live coverage you crave simply and easily. Get the MSUM Dragons mobile app today or check out msumdragons.com/mobile app for more information.
Welcome back to Dragons Live Spring Sports Special. We just heard from head coaches of spring sports, and now we're here to talk a little bit about the Spring Thaw celebration held this Saturday, the 26th. Tons of events going on throughout the day, capped off by Casino Night in the evening. And here to talk about Spring Thaw and all the events happening, Athletic Director Doug Peters. Good to have you.
It's great to be here, John Webke.
It's a great day to be a Dragon.
It is, and I'm excited that we've got some warm weather, and we're looking forward to this event this weekend.
Yeah, we talked to all the spring coaches about hopefully getting some outdoor events hosted sometime this weekend, and there's a lot of events going on this weekend. We talked a little bit about softball, golf being at the NSIC Championships as well. But we've got this huge Spring Thaw celebration. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about it and where it kind of came from?
One of the things that we've realized in Dragon Athletics is we can't keep doing the same thing that we've always done, and that we need to evolve as our university, our campus, and our community change. And we've had the Dragon Fire Walk for Athletics, which has been an unbelievable thing for our athletic department. And one of the things that we knew was we needed to diversify that event and split it into a couple of different pieces. And one of the things that's emerged is the Spring Thaw. And it's the same concept, trying to bring together a lot of people to make one little step forward for Dragon Athletics by each of them, and really moving Dragon Athletics forward as a whole. And as we look at the Spring Thaw event, we're looking with a goal of just getting as many people involved as we can. And so we're excited by the lineup of events for our alumni. I think one of the centerpieces of the day is going to be the softball games. Right now our softball team is fighting to improve their position in the conference tournament, which is a conversation that we haven't had for a couple of years, so that's really exciting. Then it's going to be interesting also to turn your head to the left a little bit and watch the football scrimmage and see what's happening with the quarterback battle, I guess is the best word I can come up with. But
Yeah.
you've got Jake Hodge coming off a great year, Demetrius Carr coming off an injury, and seeing how those two battle for that position is going to be awfully interesting. The night accumulates with the casino night and comedy show over in the CMU ballroom, and really we're hoping that all the people that are involved in all the events throughout the day, plus some other people, come and join us, and we're just going to have a great time. We've got Sodexo providing some unbelievable food. I know Gloria and Judith have been working on that menu. We've got Dan Lee coming in from a comedy standpoint, and then we've got some special treats and surprises with the casino portion with some of our coaches putting on the dealer hat, and we're going to see how that shakes out. But it should be a great night, and really it's just the opportunity to build community around Dragon Athletics.
And talk a little bit about how someone gets involved, sees the schedule of events, gets signed up for casino night.
Well, Webby, I've got to tell you, go to www.msumdragons.com. I almost forgot the third W there because I'm not used to saying that
Need that
portion.
one.
But msumdragons.com, and there are things popping up all over the screen, and you can click on that, and it's got the whole rundown of events as well as a link to register online. You can also pay at the door. The cost is a little bit higher, trying to prepare for the food counts and everything that goes along with planning an event. But the day really starts at about 10 o'clock as we've got a swim meet with our alumni swimmers and our current swim team jumping into the pool and having a little bit of a race. We've got a little grill out going on starting at noon as the women's basketball team is playing their alumni game. And one of the additions this year is there is a powwow going on in the field house. We figured the more events we can have going on to pull more people in, the better. And then we head into an alumni soccer game at 1 o'clock. Then we've got the football scrimmage going on at 2 o'clock. And in there, we throw in the softball games at 1 and 3 o'clock. And they are big games. They're games against opponents that are right around us in the standings. And hopefully we can pull off a couple wins and move up in the standings. And then really we head into the night's events. The social starts at 6:30, and then we have dinner at 7. Into the comedy show. And then into my probably favorite part of the night, just to see our coaches in a little bit different role, will be the casino night. Little blackjack, little bingo. We've got some surprises in store.
I think it's going to be interesting watching a group of very competitive people run those games and see how they interact with. It's just going to be a lot of fun. I mean, the food, it's a 21 and over event. And the comedy hypnotist, I don't know, are you gonna be up there?
I'm not sure who's going to end up on the stage. We did find a family-friendly hypnotist. We didn't want to get too far out into left field, so I'm not too concerned about going up on the stage. But it should be a good time if it's the right mix, if it's for me to get up there or not. But I'm definitely willing to step out of my comfort zone every now and then, Webby.
Oh, we know that for sure. There are a lot of events coming up this weekend, especially Saturday for the Spring Thaw. Let's just put up the schedule and just run through them all. Starting at 10 a.m., Dragon Swim mini meet. At noon, Dragon Fire Grill and a 50-50 raffle sale, so the casino night starts very early. Women's basketball alumni game at noon. 12:30, the powwow begins. 1 o'clock, alumni soccer game. 1 and 3, hopefully the first home Dragon softball games in 2 seasons. That would be wonderful to see. 2 o'clock, spring football game. Be sure to be there, and it's all capped off with the casino night event starting at 6:30. 7 o'clock meal, 7:30, Dan Lee Comedy Hypnosis Show. That's going to be a good time. 7:30 is the casino night, blackjack portion, tip boards, a lot of fun there. 21 and older show. Be sure to register now at msumdragons.com/spring thaw. Doug, thanks for joining us. Anything you want to add about this weekend?
The other part that we really haven't talked about, exciting that our tennis team is in the conference tournament down in the Twin Cities, and we'll see what Coach Summers and the rest of the team do. It's an exciting weekend in the spring around Dragon Athletics.
Yeah, again, please visit msumdragons.com/spring thaw. Get registered for casino night. Thanks to all of our coaches for being here. Thank you for being here. And especially thank you for being here on Dragons Live. We'll see you next time.